I think I know what you mean. I think I'm sort of preparing for life, waiting to start living, because I want to make sure that I'm gonna jump from the right place, um, or I'm gonna make the right entrance onto the stage. And so I'm preparing my character, and I'm not yet ready to display it, basically. That's how I feel sometimes, and I think that's what you're describing. And so I can relate to that. But then, is that what you're feeling, or is that what I'm feeling? Because, yeah, part of the problem is also recognizing feelings or allowing feelings um, to compel us to act. Because once you start to question, when you start thinking too much, um, everything sort of falls away and anything becomes possible. You can no longer pinpoint what you want because you have to consider what the implications of any particular selection or opinion might be. And so you're overwhelmed with possibilities, and the ability to feel which one you want becomes kind of handicapped because your attention is sort of flattened out to all these other possibilities, and you no longer feel driven for any specific reason, or at least your feelings aren't moving you. And when you're sort of out of touch with your emotions like that, it's difficult to get involved with anything, which really means to get lost, to lose yourself, to become connected to the outside rather than balled up and tense and holding it in, trying to what to define yourself, I guess. I want to make sure that I am who I am before I display who I am, right? That's the sort of what forces you to withdraw into yourself and sort of freeze up and be unable to express yourself. You want to define who you are before you display who you are. And that's frustrating because um, it's impossible. It's impossible to control anything. And yet, somehow this happens to people. Somehow we get sort of clutched up and backed up and we withdraw into ourselves and are unable to communicate because we're unable to let go of this need to have an identity that we like and can respect, and that commands respect, and that is dignified. Because what else is there? If spirituality or ultimate meaning is kind of hard to come by, or if we think of it nowadays as just this subjective thing, it's very hard to be sure of anything. So, you know, people who are intelligent and aware and who, tend to question reality, or at least perception of reality, um, they have a tendency to become this way, to be, I don't want to say necessarily depressed, but sort of, view life in a melancholy way because they realize that it's difficult to find a meaning or a truth that you can really put all your money on and have faith in as the answer, and actually be able to live your life based on some foundation like that. Because without that foundation, it's difficult or more difficult to live, because yeah, you really want to forget yourself, but you don't want to forget yourself so much that you miss the reality. So, it's a back and forth struggle, and there's no solution for it though, because it's impossible for it to be what you think it is, for it to be, you being so fucked up that you can't control your life.